Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, NASCAR Cup Series, Echo Park, Texas Grand Prix tomorrow from Circuit of the America, COTA. This is the sixth race on the 2022 schedule. First road course race for the next gen car. When this next gen was created, the idea was road course. It was created as a road course car. So we get our first opportunity to take a look at that. News coming out of Atlanta, we had the L1 penalty from Brad Keselowski in RFK Racing. L1 penalty, 100 points deduction for owner and driver, 10 playoff points for owner and driver, and a $100,000 fine for the crew chief. I know there's been talk on NASCAR Satellite Radio and other programs and stuff online. This was too harsh, or why do they do this and all that. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm kind of the person that when NASCAR laid out in the off season, here are the penalties. If you modify something that's against NASCAR regulations, this is the result. It would be better if we had a 100% clear cut. This is what happened. We don't know 100%. I'm assuming the team does. I haven't heard of an appeal or anything, but we'll see. It drops Brad Keselowski down to 35th in points. He is currently 35th in points with 22 points. In order for him to make the playoffs, so that's been a big topic as well, he has to be in the top 30 in points and win a race. So right now, 30th in points is BJ McLeod with 56. That's 34-point difference. In between the 30th place and Brad Keselowski is Harrison Burton, Cody Ware, David Reagan, who's only raced 2 races, Garrett Smithley, who's raced 3 races. Well, it's more than doable. On a team that runs as well as they had the 9th at Daytona and the 12th at Atlanta last week. I know there's also been people talking about what's the difference between what they'd done before when they modified the holes in the wheels. Well, the biggest difference is NASCAR agreed with him on that. NASCAR doesn't agree with this. That's really the only difference. They chose to do something that was outside of the rule book. NASCAR took a look at it when it came to the wheels at Daytona and said, okay, we understand. None of those wheels were used in the 500. They were only used in the qualifying race and practice and qualifying in the duels. We understand why you did it. Let's take a bigger look at it after the 500, which they did, which has been allowed. So anytime you take something and do whatever to after told not to, there's ramifications. I think at the end of the day, as long as he can win a race in the next 20 regular season races, they should be able to definitely be in the top 30 in points and make the playoffs. If we remember back, Kyle Busch, he missed 15 races, finished top 30 in points, won a race, he made the playoffs, won the championship. So anything can be done. All right, on to the Echo. While we're recapping last week, let's kind of look at the points right now. So as we know, Austin Cindric won at Daytona, qualify for the playoffs. Kyle Larson win at California, qualify for the playoffs. Alex Bowman win at Vegas, qualify for the playoffs. Chase Briscoe at Phoenix, and then William Byron last week at Atlanta. We are at COTA this week, road course. We all know how great Chase Elliott is at the road course. We might go 6 for 6, 6 different winners, all 4 Hendrick cars, 4 wins and 6 races for Hendrick, if we get there. One thing that's been really neat, a couple things I've looked up, is at this point last year we had 7. We started the season with 7 different winners, first 7 races. Then there's talk of what if there's 17 different winners for the 26 races? What if? You know, it has never happened before in the history of NASCAR. Could this year be the first? Yes, any year could be the first. I don't predict it. I predict at the very most 15 different winners. Maybe 16 different winners. Maybe you only get in the playoffs if you win a race. But last year, for the entire season, all 36 races, we had 37 different drivers get a top 10. So far this year, we've had 27 different drivers get a top 10. Now, some of you might go, well, there's only 36 to 40 cars in our field, so there's been 43 drivers that have made a race in NASCAR in 2020 in the Cup Series. 27 of those 43 have made at least one top 10. last year, for the entire year, there was 26 different drivers that had a top 5. So far this year, there's 17 different drivers. That's parity, folks, I think. The fact that we have people running up front that normally don't run up front. We have people that have gotten wins. You know, did anybody expect Austin Cindric to win his first Daytona 500 in the 2-car? No. But did anybody expect a 2-car to win? Yes. Flagship for the Penske organization. So we have the people that the cream of the crop that are winning. You know, 14 for Stuart Haas. Come on, Stuart Haas, 14 car. Tony Stewart won a championship in that car. Clint Boyer won races in that car. So yeah, that car definitely is capable of winning. Chase Briscoe was definitely capable of winning the 2 Meta. So I don't think we're going to have just weird people winning. We're not going to have a scenario where Cody Ware wins a race, where B.J. McLeod wins a race, where you know, all these different weird people win races. That's not going to happen. We're going to have the cream of the crop win the races. We're going to have people running in the top 10 that normally don't run in the top 10. Coda. You got 232.96 miles, 374.95 kilometers, 68 laps around this beautiful facility road course. 3 stages, 15, 17, and 36. Yes, last year was a monsoon. Yes, last year they rained when it was unsafe. It's supposed to be sunshine and warm this year. So this is going to be the first real true test of what Coda is. You know, we've seen Coda. If you've ever followed Formula One racing, they have the United States Grand Prix there. There's some other sports cars that race there. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what these new next-gen Cup cars do on that track. Last year, Joe Logano won Stage 1, Kyle Busch Stage 2. The top 10 in the race was Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Joe Logano, Ross Chastain, AJ Allmendinger, Chase Briscoe, Michael McDowell, Alex Bowman, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Busch. Who knew Ross Chastain was such a great road racer? We knew Allmendinger was, we knew Larson was, and we knew Chase Elliott was. Chase Briscoe, not only did he have a top 10 there at Coda, you know, he followed that up at Indy. Should have finished third, to be honest with you, but he kept, you know, got pushed off the corner, missed the corner, got mad, took out Denny Hamlin, and AJ Allmendinger won. But on the 7 road courses last year in 2021, Chase Elliott had an average finish of 6.1 with 2 wins. Kyle Larson had an average finish of 7.7 with 3 wins. Denny Hamlin 9.0, Kyle Busch 11.5, Kurt Busch 12.1. Now there's a person that this year has had a great season so far. Kurt Busch sitting 5th in points right now with the back-to-back top 5s. Ryan Blaney 12.4, Logano 12.4, Chris Buescher 12.8. Average finish on the road courses. The other 2 wins went to Christopher Bell, who has a 16.5 average finish with that one at Daytona road course last year, and then AJ Allmendinger with his win there at Indianapolis. Right now, if we look at who's in the playoffs, you know, the top 16, Chase Elliott's leading points with no wins right now. Logano is second with no wins. It's followed by Chase Briscoe with a win, William Byron with a win, Kurt Busch, 5th place, no wins. Ryan Blaney, 6th place. Eric Almirola had 3 straight top 6 finishes, sitting 7 points. Martin Truex Jr., Alex Bowman, Ross Chastain, and then Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Daniel Suarez, Kevin Harvick, Tyler Reddick, Austin Cindric. So right now, Bubba Wallace is sitting in 17th in points, 1 point behind Austin Cindric, followed by Eric Jones, which 43 cars had a great year so far. Chris Buescher, Austin Dillon is the top 20. These road courses, I know here in 2021, I am currently 2-4 in the Cup Series, 2-3 in Xfinity, and 2-1 in the Truck Series on my picks. Yeah, I mean, some of them made sense. If you think about, I picked Joe Logano at LA Coliseum for the Busch Clash. Yeah, he won in the first Bristol Dirt Race. Daytona, Bubba Wallace was second. California, picked Kyle Larson. At Vegas, I picked, who did I pick at Vegas? I think I had second place at Vegas, maybe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so it's like, and then, you know, in Phoenix, I was kind of just way out the window, who knew? We had a lot of people up front we weren't used to. I'm not used to Ross Chastain being up front. You're not used to Tyler Reddick being up front all the time. Chase Briscoe, Daniel Suarez. It's great to see these different guys up front. As for the road courses, I got my 4 picks here. I'm going to say before I do my 4 picks, obviously Chase Elliott's one of them. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Suarez had a great run. I wouldn't be surprised if Ross Chastain has a great run. Tyler Reddick, Michael McDowell, he's shown what he can do on a road course. The fact his background is road racing with cars similar to these next-gen cars, he may come out and pop and win, who knows. But my 4 picks is obviously Chase Elliott because that's 6.1 average finish last year. Kyle Larson with 3 wins on the road courses in 7 races last year, average finish 7.7. Kyle Busch, he won an Xfinity Series last year. More than likely, he's going to be up front in the Truck Series this year. He finished 10th last year on the road courses last year, 11.5. Only best by his teammate Denny, but Denny Hamlin's had a rough season. I know the West Coast swing, I think, affected it more than people realize, because if you think about it, when you're out west, you get that West Coast swing, a lot of those teams did not come back. So they basically stayed out there. So from California, Vegas, Phoenix, you really didn't. You had some time back at the shop, but not a lot, because if you did come back to the shop, it was literally you left there on Sunday, you had to leave out on Tuesday. You had a day to do things. So I think now that we got the Atlantas, we got Dakotas, Richmond, Martinsville, Bristol, we got some short tracks. We all know how great Denny Hamlin is at short tracks. So I would think the next 3 races, Dakota, the next 4 races, it goes into Talladega. I think we're going to see a whole different Denny Hamlin. I think that West Coast swing, they learned a lot, and they're going to make some adjustments. Yeah, because when we got 3 straight short tracks, I know Bristol's dirt, and then we got Talladega, then we got a Dover, then we got 4 straight mile and a half. We got Darlington, Kansas, the 600, and then Gateway. So I think right in that stretch right there between now and then, that's when you're really going to see that 11 team come to life, and you're going to see them just climbing up the standings, and they're going to be a contender for wins, if not get a win or 2. But all right, that will wrap up the Echo Park, Texas Grand Prix preview. That is tomorrow. Today we have the Xfinity race and the truck race. We have Cup qualifying and practice later on this morning. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.